Assalamu alaikum. 5 hours ago, us at Al Barr Bahari released a Twitter where Sheikh Salih Al Fawzan is asked about Adnan Al-Ur. The question is, what are you saying concerning him? Sheikh Salih Al Fawzan replied, he in his foundation, he is not a scholar. So you see, he came to Saudi as a worker. So you see, and then he openly manifested what is actually with him of al-minhaj. Now, I used to follow the fatwa of Adnan Al-Ur in either Al-Risala or Al-Nur televisions. I followed him seriously according to my knowledge and profession. He used to argue with I don't know from his country, but most likely a Shiite. He outweighs, defeats anybody. All the scholars arguing with him. So what I'm saying is, all these Arab scholars unable to establish regular prayers according to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam are the greatest enemies of our society, the Muslim Umma. They support nothing but deviations and insulting Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By the time you say Allahu Akbar, I have nothing against Adnan because he wrote during the COVID affair a reminder that distancing is not in the Sunnah. I also believe seriously that distancing is not in the Sunnah. You pray alone, but never to go to an assembly, a congregation, denying the right of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Has he ever performed it? Has he ever done it? What is the ruling, the example? During the affair in Iraq or Syria, the plague, don't visit and don't leave. It is not in what they tell us or teach us to make what they call al-qiyas. I read it. I think about 16 pages argument. But what was done in the two holy mosques, pleasing Allah, disobey Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is Kaaba meant to be for what? It's not meant to be for obligatory prayers. It's meant for only circumambulation by the angels. Likewise, Masajid Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So all these Arab scholars, they are deceiving stupid black Muslims. While Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, if a black Muslim reminds you of the Sunnah, follow him. Nobody is following me, even my own blacks. So I see nothing wrong. But the only thing is, in the Twitter, there is Yawm al-Jum'ah, khutbah Yawm al-Jum'ah, Sheikh Adnan Al-Ur Now we shall ask him, when did he observe the Friday prayer? In the time of Zuhur prayer in the mosque, or in the time that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam observed it as Sadr al-Nahar? What was the length of his khutbah? In the proportion of 1 to 2, or he also innovated? So that is the gist. The whole of the Muslim world are in trouble. If Allah will forgive us not choosing a caliph on that very day, probably Monday or Tuesday, Monday, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam disowned Umar ibn Khattab's fatwa, and Allah approved that it is Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He listens to nobody else. So we have to revisit our faith and our understanding of paradise. None of us will ever enter paradise today, the 2 billion, except myself. Why? I came out in Nigeria contesting for the presidency based on not my knowledge of MBBS and the Master of Community Health, plus other certificates in medicine. No, because I am actually an Allama. I know Islam to the finished, that you can never achieve anything unless you establish prayers according to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, which I did before I contested for the presidency, and nobody agreed. So Muslims, you are in trouble. Assalamu alaikum.